Epstein. I'm eager to hear what you both think about Epstein. The the Lots of smaller things on it today, but I want to polymarket one thing. This is another polymarket about the question of release of files. Will Donald Trump release more Epstein files by the end of August? Will he release more by the end of August? Look at that drop. People's belief that he'll put stuff out, substantial drop since last Friday. 48% of polymarket bettors believe then that the president will release more files. That number now is down to 14. So it's gone from 48% who thought more files to 14%. They've clearly, the betting public has lost confidence in the concept of more release. Amber, what are your thoughts on why you think the bettors have changed their view? And do you think they're right that the chances of release are much lower now?
Well, I feel the same way. The Trump administration obviously bungled, if not the execution of this, at least the messaging, right? You have Pam Bondi going on TV and saying that she had the client list on her desk. You had various members of the administration promising that they were going to release all of the documents. We had the phase one binders, which were never followed up with a phase two or a phase three. And I think the Trump administration recently has sort of tried to cleverly get around actually releasing some of this themselves by focusing on the grand jury testimony, which consists of two witnesses, both law enforcement officials, who recounted basically what victims told them about Epstein to the grand jury. And those releases have to be approved by a judge. And a judge in Florida already said that they cannot release the ones from Epstein's first run-in with the law back in 2006. So do we think that they're going to release the federal files on Epstein and Maxwell? Possibly not. So even if they wanted to release the grand jury files, I don't think that they're going to get approval for it because the judges are going to err on the side of protecting the victims, and any identifying information or anything interesting would probably be redacted anyway.
Nomi, what do you think of the public betting market there, and in general, the question of whether there'll be more release?
The public betting, I have no idea. I mean, this is one of those every day my opinion changes. So I have no idea if this is just a down day, but Virginia Giuffre, who is, I forgive me if I haven't said her name right, but she was one of the victims who committed suicide a couple months ago, I believe was probably the most outspoken victim. Her family came forward today. I believe right before we came on, they were doing a press conference about this event. I look at Ghislaine Maxwell, who's trying to cut a deal out of this. It's fascinating. You can't predict this. And what do you get out of that deal? What can she legally say? So I'm sure her lawyer is trying to negotiate the best version because, as Amber said, there's so much stuff that just even if Maxwell agrees to at least, testify, there's so much that's going to be redacted because of victim protection. So I assume that there's going to be more stuff released, even if families come forward and start leaking stuff. Protecting, even if it is an individual coming forward and saying,
right,
what, I'm willing to suspend my privileges. I don't think the story is going away.
Okay. Again, thanks to our partners at Polymarket for helping us polymarket those two things.